Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Abby, I'm the owner of A Couple Tumblers and also A Couple Glitters. Today we are going to be making a Northern Lights tumbler, but with a twist. I have been seeing people use cellophane on their tumblers, doing that really pretty opal Milky Way style, but I wanted to see if I can put cellophane on a tumbler and make it different. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you can see this pretty cellophane looking strip right there, that is what we were going for today. Before we get started, you guys already know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below, and let's get to it. The first thing that we're going to need for this tumbler is a tumbler that is spray painted black. The black is going to be your base for this Northern Lights tumbler. And then we're also going to need some cellophane. This cellophane I got from Hobby Lobby. You just want to make sure that it is the clear iridescent. If you just get the clear one, it's not going to have all the color shifts in it. So go into your Hobby Lobby or the Dollar Tree or anywhere that sells gift wrap. You will find this cellophane. So now we are just going to cut out a small strip of the cellophane and then we're going to cut it into littler pieces. As you can see here, I do have some long pieces and then I do have some weird shape pieces. It is totally up to you if you want to have your pieces all long or all different sizes. I'm just going to crumble up these pieces and then uncrumble them. Doing this is going to give your opal strips a textured look. Now we are going to adhere our cellophane to our tumbler. I am just using this UV resin from Amazon, I believe. It is not the best UV resin in my opinion, but it works for this project. So I am just going to take some cellophane, put some UV resin on it, and then I'm going to put it onto my tumbler and then cure it underneath the UV lamp. After your piece has been cured underneath the UV lamp, you are going to repeat this process with all of your cellophane pieces. It really doesn't matter where you put your pieces, but just keep in mind where you want your Northern Lights to be. Once you have all of your pieces on there, you're going to want to put this onto the turner and put a semi-thick coat of epoxy on it and seal it all in. Now that our tumbler has one coat of epoxy on it and it is dry, we are going to start blending in the cellophane pieces into the black of our tumbler. So we're just going to take this alcohol ink, which is Pitch Black by Tim Holtz, and then we're going to use a makeup sponge to help blend it in. I do have some sharp edges or sharp corners of my cellophane pieces, and I just want to hide that as much as I can. So we're just going to put some alcohol ink onto a makeup sponge and blend it onto the cellophane pieces. After your cellophane is blended into the look that you want it to be, we are going to start mixing our epoxy. I use 5 mLs of part A, and then I'm going to be using 5 mLs of part B. I am using Artistry Epoxy Fast Set. I'm going to have my link in the description down below. For the epoxy, you do not want a lot, so depending on the size of your tumbler is going to depend on how much epoxy you are going to be using. For the tumbler that we are using today, it is a 30-ounce skinny straight from Maker Flow, so if you're using something smaller, you may need a little bit less epoxy than I do. When your epoxy is thoroughly mixed, you are going to start putting it onto the tumbler. This is going to be a thin coat. Not thin like you're going to put glitter on it. You want it a little bit thicker than that. Now it is time to put the mica powders on. We are going to be using the Let's Resin Chameleon Micas from Amazon. I'll make sure to link that one in the description as well. I used the Chameleon Mica for my Dragon Scale tumbler. If you haven't watched that one, go and watch it because the color was just so stinking pretty. So we are going to be using all 4 of the different colors because if you see an actual Northern Lights, they have pinks, blues, greens, purples, I don't know, there's just so many different colors for Northern Lights, so I want to make sure I capture every single one. Now we are just going to take a paintbrush, make sure the paintbrush that you are using is a paintbrush that you do not care about, and this one you will throw out because you're going to have epoxy on it, and cleaning a paintbrush that has epoxy on it is pretty hard. If you find a way to clean a paintbrush with epoxy, let me know in the comments down below so that way I can save my paintbrushes after using it. But we're just going to take our mica powders and make some lines onto our tumbler. You're going to want to put your mica powders on top of the cellophane as well to also blend it in with the mica powder. So we're just going to go in with different colors and make random lines. Once you have all of your lines onto the tumbler, we are going to take a silicone brush and we are going to start swiping the mica powder. And this is going to give it the effect that the mica powder is going up to the top of the tumbler. If you look at a Northern Lights actual picture, the lights start going up into the sky, and that is what we want to recreate. So you're going to start swiping. You can either go from the bottom all the way to the top, or you can just start swiping from the bottom of the mica powder and swipe above it. And then you're also going to want to make sure that your silicone brush is clean. So I do have a paper towel with some rubbing alcohol on it to make sure that I clean it in between some swipes, so that way my colors don't blend too much together. When you are swiping your mica powder and you feel like there isn't enough color, you can always go in with your paintbrush and more mica powder and create those lines, and then you're just going to have to blend it in with the silicone brush again. After you get your look that you want, you are just going to let this dry, and then once it dries, we are going to put our trees on it. For my trees, I did find this SVG either on Creative Fabrica Etsy, or Google. I honestly cannot remember which one I found it on, but either three of those will have a tree line for you. I absolutely love this one because it is really easy and it is seamless too. So on the left and the right, it is half of a tree, and then when you put it together, it makes a whole tree. After I put the trees onto my tumbler, I am going to seal my tumbler with 1 to 2 more coats of epoxy, and this is because I just want to make sure that the cellophane is smooth and you cannot feel it. When you crumble up the cellophane, you might have some jagged pieces showing, and you really don't want to sand it. You want to try to sand it as little as you can. So just keep that in mind and make sure you put enough epoxy to make sure that your tumbler is all smooth. And that is it, you guys, a Northern Lights tumbler with a twist. I definitely love how you can see the cellophane pieces peeking through the mica powders and just giving this Northern Lights tumbler a little nice touch. If you create this tumbler, let me know, leave a comment down below or tag me on Instagram because I want to see you create it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a question, make sure to leave me a comment down below and also hit that notification bell so that way you don't miss out on a video, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!